What is going on, everyone? Before we get started, I just want to let you know that my computer did have some technical difficulties. I had to ship it away for about a week and a half, so for the time being, I have to rock the whole phone life. But right now, the only thing that matters to me is that terrible, brutal loss by the Sixers tonight. They took care of business last night. They won by 17. Landry Shamet, some big explosive night. I fell in love with the way they played. They moved the ball around even though they had 20 turnovers, 39 assists. And they just took 10,000 steps backwards. I feel like I got sucked in last night thinking, oh, yeah, I mean, come on. And then this happened, and this is reality. I mean, this is the team. This was a good reality check for me and to remember and to remind myself, yes, there are some huge major flaws still with the Sixers. And I even did mention this. Even though we won last night, a big problem was 20 turnovers. Tonight, huge problem, 24. 14 in the first half. Ben Simmons with 7, Joel Embiid with 7. Although Joel Embiid had 35 and 14. So it's a little bit easier to swallow, but still, 7 turnovers is a lot, and they were bad turnovers, ones where telegraphing passes, Ben trying to force one across the court, back court violations. How about trying to give Embiid a lob into the post that easily got picked off? I mean, just bad turnovers, and then I feel like there was no effort after that. So we would turn the ball over, guys would sneak behind us, just easy buckets, easy twos. The Sixers were not mentally ready to play tonight. Whether they thought, oh, we beat this team yesterday and they stink, we're going to be fine tonight. Or they just, I don't know. I mean, that's personally how I feel like they thought. They thought they beat them last night by 17. It would be easy. They stink. No John Wall. It'll be fine. Well, you got to come up. You got to be ready to play. But another big factor here, our bench. They got outscored 51-12, and that is a disgrace. Worst bench in the NBA. It's to that level. Mike Muscala, nothing. And there is a factor. J.J. Redick did not play once again. They're trying to keep the back sore, or the back tightness, the lower back tightness. They're trying to hold him off a little bit, and okay, whatever. But the bench is still garbage, regardless of J.J. Redick in or not. Atrocious. Worst in the NBA. Mike Muscala, nothing. Jonah Bolden, nothing. T.J. McConnell, nothing. Landry Shamet, we praised him last night, and it was awesome. 29 points, 8 3-pointers. This is a good learning experience for him. Consistency, right? And he's young. I'm not ripping him apart, but, you know, he did that last night, and the difference between guys like Bradley Beal and other players is the consistency, being able to shoot the ball like that back-to-back nights and generate that type of offense consistently game in and game out. It's a learning experience. I want him to take that from this. He had 5 points tonight, nowhere close to what we needed to, but I want him to take a look at that and realize that's the difference in being a legitimate threat in this league, which goes hand in hand with Bradley Beal, yes, but you look at the bench of the Wizards. Otto Porter creates over 20-plus points, and on back-to-back nights, that's what you need. You need bench players to step up to help carry the starters. Now, last night, we sat a lot of our starters, hoping that that would generate some more mojo and some more energy for tonight. That did not happen. The reason why the Sixers are so bad on the second half of back-to-backs is because we don't have a bench to step up when the starters get tired from having to play a lot of minutes in 2 consecutive nights. That's the issue, and that's why the Sixers are bad on back-to-back nights. That doesn't have anything to do with why we're bad on the road. That's concerning. How are we going to beat teams like Boston and Indiana and Toronto on the road during the playoffs if we can't even win basketball games against the Washington Wizards in a regular season game without John Wall? Our road record bothers me, and it's a problem. You look at our record in general, you see the Celtics. Here they go. They're starting to climb. Here they go. And they're only 1 game behind us at this point. So, I mean, take it for what it is. But the Sixers showed their true identity and what I was talking about before, a couple weeks ago when I made my one podcast about it. The title of it was The Sixers Still Have Major Flaws. This is it. The consistency of turning the ball over and the consistency of not having depth and realistically having the worst bench in the National Basketball Association. And I thought there was no effort, regardless of the shooting the basketball and how they shot offensively, which was bad. I mean, for the first half, 2 of 15 from 3, so it was bad. They were not shooting well from the floor at all. First half from the field, it was around 35%, and that's just not going to get it done. But regardless of how we executed, I thought there was a lack of effort. And whether that is because we won last night, I don't know. But there was a lack of effort, just out-competed. The Washington Wizards competed way harder than us. And you can see it whether it came from specific rebound opportunities or running the floor, 50-50 balls. The Wizards just went out there and played harder than us. And that's what it is. And the post-game show was even talking about this. Last night's win, it wasn't because of great defense or anything wild like that. We just shot the ball very well. Today, the Sixers did not shoot the ball very well. And there's the difference. Whether the Wizards played the same or different, the Sixers played completely different. And that's a problem. That's a problem. You're not going to get it done the way it was played today. Personally, I thought we just didn't compete. We didn't play our best game. We didn't execute. We turned the ball over atrocious in our bench play. The two biggest takeaways, it's pretty clear, is how brutal this bench is. And moving forward, it's going to be a serious problem. What's the deal with Fultz? Everyone wants to keep talking about Zahir Smith, but they forget to mention the kid who has yet to play a legitimate NBA game, lost 30 pounds due to a sickness. And he's not just going to come in and be this shut-down defender. He's going to shut down the elite scorers in this league. So you take a look and say, wow, what do we do? Because I'm putting myself in Elton Brand's shoes. What do you do? They're literally, I don't know what. Because you can't trade one player for one player. That doesn't really help the depth. We need bodies. I mean, sure, if you upgrade from a guy like Mike Muscala, yeah, I get it. But we need some depth along with talent. Not just upgrade a Mike Muscala to someone who's like 5% better than Mike Muscala. It helps, but it's not enough. And, you know, I love this basketball team, but you got to take a look at it and say, we need to figure something out. But the one thing that blows my mind is how long now had the turnovers been a problem? Years. Years. Yeah, we're talking a lot. And I know Brett Brown pushes the basketball when it comes to moving the ball, assists. And that's why turnovers generate. But last night, we almost had 40 assists with those 20 turnovers. Tonight, it was nowhere close to that. So sure, if you show me 40 assists every night with 20 turnovers, it's a little bit easier to swallow. Kind of like Joel Embiid dropping 35 and 14 with 7 assists. It's a little bit easier to swallow than Ben Simmons 7 turnovers. I think I just confused myself. What I meant to say was, I forget what I just said. But Joel Embiid having 35 and 14 with 7 turnovers is easier to swallow than 7 turnovers for Ben Simmons. And I was comparing that to the 40 assists to the 20 turnovers. That was a tough loss. And you look at this, we have the Atlanta Hawks and the Knicks, which are two very beatable teams. I said that about tonight, but two very beatable teams before we go on this stretch. And this tough stretch where we're playing good teams. Pacers, Nuggets, Spurs, OKC, Lakers. I think we even have the Warriors thrown in there at one point. It's got that right there, that stretch of 12 games is going to determine how this season goes, what this team is going to be like. Are we going to win every game? No. But should we be able to show the NBA that we are something serious if we are? Yeah. I mean, if we consistently are just atrocious out there, then I'm okay, listen, we're not that good. And something tells me with the turnovers and the bench play that that's a possibility. I don't know. But today, 10,000 steps backwards, in my opinion, from last night. We win by 17 and we lose by 17. And the back-to-back, it's not an excuse because the Wizards just did the same thing. It was a lack of focus, a lack of energy, the terrible turnovers. bad bench play. Very repetitive at this point. I feel like I've said that multiple times, but listen, it is what it is. Let me know what you think down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.